9 epic quests from July 1st. Let's jump in.
Yeah.
Let's kick things off with some exciting news from Ubisoft's treasure chest. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced is dropping Anchor next week on July 9th with some slick updates that could even make Master Assassin Edward Kenway shed a tear. On the PlayStation 5 Pro, this gem sails at a smooth 60 frames per second thanks to enhanced ray tracing magic. That's double the frame rate on the standard PlayStation 5, which only managed 30 to 40 frames per second. But hold on to your pirate hats, because the new Anvil engine on PlayStation 5 Pro now handles hair physics strand by strand. That's right, folks. From Edward's luscious locks to that merchant in the market's wind-ruffled hair, you'll want to stare for days. Now the real dilemma is, do you dive headfirst into buttery smooth 60 frames per second action, or luxuriate in hair so realistic it might just convince you to comb it yourself? Decisions, eh? Now let's talk about some news straight from the Xbox camp. It's not all doom and gloom, or cancellations, at least not exclusively. The mysterious Project Fantasy from IO Interactive, financially backed by Xbox, was rumored to be hanging in the balance. However, both IGN and Bloomberg confirm it's safe for now, like a player in a high-stakes stealth mission. And here's a twist you'd expect from a Kojima game, Hideo. Kojima's enigmatic project, OD, has survived the so-called Grand Purge at Microsoft. Looks like Kojima dodged the proverbial bullet again. While Marvel's Blade got the axe ouch too soon, OD remains the last Xbox publishing game that hasn't shown anything new this year. Who knows, maybe they're waiting for the perfect achievement unlocked moment to reveal more. Now let's talk about the turbulent times at Supermassive Games. Despite being known for spine-chilling hits like Until Dawn, they're struggling to recapture that commercial magic. Little Nightmares 3 was supposed to be a biggie, but the silence from Bandai Namco about sales numbers tells a different story. Makes you wonder if it's on the low side, like finding a rare loot only to realize it's just an old boot. And if that's not enough drama, their CEO Robert Henryson has just thrown in the towel. Who's going to steer the ship now? Not quite the plot twist you'd expect, right? Meanwhile, keep an eye out for their next installment, The Craven Man, which, hopefully, isn't as terrifying for the developers as it might be for us players. Moving on to the epic galaxy of Star Fox on the Nintendo Switch 2. The numbers are in, and they're not just good, they're out of this world amazing in the UK. It's already doubled the launch sales of Star Fox Zero. Yeah, take that, Wii U. But that's not all. It's also 70% higher than Star Fox 64 3D. Wow, that's some serious barrel-rolling success. Just imagine what these sales would look like with digital downloads factored in, since our old pals, the Nintendo 3DS and Wii U, didn't have those snazzy digital options back in the day. Could this lead to a brand new Star Fox adventure? Fingers crossed for more foxing and less taxing. Moving on to some big news from the tech world, Microsoft is apparently planning a major layoff. Yep, just like when you have to delete old save files to make room for that massive new update, Microsoft is reducing their workforce by 2.5%. That's about 5,500 employees. Now that's a power move, but let's not forget they're no strangers to the layoff game. Back in 2025, they slashed an epic 15,000 jobs. This time around, it's a bit more manageable, kind of like clearing out your inventory to make space for that legendary sword. But hey, earlier this year, they also introduced a voluntary retirement package for employees aged 70 and up, and around 3,000 clever souls took the offer. That's life in the corporate dungeon, folks. Now let's talk about some legal drama in the gaming world. The European Union and the United States seem to have joined force in a bit of a facepalm-worthy move. They both recently rejected initiatives meant to preserve video games when server shutdowns happen. Over in Europe, the Stop Destroying Video Games initiative was hoping for offline patches for games like Multiversus and The Crew 2, but alas, no luck there. And stateside, California Assembly member Chris Ward's Protect Our Games Act got the cold shoulder from the US Senate, even though he wanted to crack down on publishers Imagine, paying a fine or even refunding players if no solution was found. 4 Democrats said game on, 3 Republicans said game over, and the rest just pressed pause by abstaining. For this act to pass, they needed a majority, even counting those keyboard warriors who just decided to AFK. Meanwhile, this has stirred up the gaming community, which blames the Entertainment Software Association for doing some serious lobbying to influence the Senate's decision. Rumor has it they even threw in some questionable claims about private server illegality. Oh, the plot thickens. We continue with breaking PlayStation news. It's official, folks. PlayStation has dropped the big bombshell that they're saying au revoir to physical games on the PlayStation 5 and the upcoming PlayStation 6. Starting January 2028, you won't be able to buy those shiny game discs anymore. It's all about the downloads, my friends. So, if you're a collector or love the thrill of finding gems in a bargain bin, this might sting a bit. Sony's calling this a strategic move as they adapt to ever-evolving gamer preferences and the broader entertainment industry. It's all about that digital vibe now. PlayStation did assure us that pre-existing physical games and those set to release before then won't be affected, which is a slight silver lining for current-gen players. But hold your controllers because this isn't just a PlayStation thing. Remember how GTA 6 is going fully digital too? Yep, it's a trend and it's catching on faster than a blue shell in Mario Kart. No more scrubbing old discs with toothpaste. However, make sure your internet's up to scratch since digital is the new cool kid on the block. Now, with the rumors of a PlayStation 6 possibly costing up to $1,000, you could say consoles are edging closer to PCs. The gaming industry's definitely leveling up. But what does this all mean for the future of gaming? Will the risk pay off? Or will gamers wish for those good old physical days? Only time will tell, but for now, we gear up for a digital-only reality. Moving on to some prehistoric action. Let's sink our teeth into the newest Turok installment, Turok Origins. This game is tackling a bold new direction, and trust me, it's like Turok put on its RTX boots and went full Dino Crisis meets Fortnite. Forget what you know about the original, because this one's got co-op, loot, and upgrades. Yes, friends, upgrades! You can even switch between third-person and first-person views, just in case you want to feel like you're a raptor in Jurassic Park for a day. The latest trailer is out now, and it's fun enough to make even Samuel L. Jackson from Jurassic Park say, "Hold on to your butts." Saber Interactive seems to be dialing the fun all the way up to 11 with this one. The big question, will they gamble on a year-end release? We've got PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and Nintendo Switch 2 all on the guest list for this Dino Bash. It's time to arm yourself with bows, craft some gear, and up into this prehistoric safari once it drops. Keep your eyes peeled, folks. Now let's talk about a wave of nostalgia hitting harder than a blue shell in Mario Kart. PlayStation dropped a bombshell by announcing the closure of the PS Store on both the PS3 and PS Vita, rolling out from August 2026 and wrapping up by July 2027. Yes, folks, no more buying new content for these veteran consoles. But don't yoink those systems off your shelves just yet. Already purchased games will still be downloadable for an undefined period. It's a bit like waiting for the Elder Scrolls 6, right? The decision stems from new payment standards that these retro consoles can't handle. Shed a pixelated tear, as this marks another step away from physical games expected to be totally gone by January 2028. Talk about leveling up the digital game scene. While PS5 and PS4 players might be shrugging this off, retro gamers are clutching their controllers a little tighter. Plus, it all starts in places like Mexico, Honduras, and Nicaragua next month, before spreading worldwide. It's almost like a console apocalypse, but rest easy. Sony thanks us for sticking through the loot box crisis and beyond. Until then, let's press X to pay respects. Thanks for leveling up with us. Hit subscribe for daily loot drops. See you tomorrow for more action.